Hi Stampers! Today we're going to make this card, so let's go ahead and get busy. Okay, so here are the pieces you're going to need. I'm using the Early Espresso, and this is cut at 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. And then the crumb cake is cut at 4 by 5 1/4. And then we're using the Pool Party, which is cut at 3 3/4 by 5. And then a piece of crumb cake that's cut at 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. And I went ahead and already embossed this with the polka dot embossing folder with the Big Shot. And then I'm using the vellum cardstock, and what I did with that is I ran this already through the Big Shot with the Beautiful Wings embosslet, and you'll want to run that through 2 times. Okay, so we're going to grab the dotted scallop ribbon punch, say that 5 times fast, and on the punch you're going to see on the front there's a little gap on each side of the punch when it's closed. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your cardstock, the 2 3/4 by 2 3/4, and you're going to line that up on that gap line, on the outside line of the gap, and you're just going to punch that out. And you're going to move that around your punch, doing the same thing, just lining that up with the sides where the gap is, and punch that out. Okay, so you get your little frame that looks like this. And then keep the square in the center because we're going to use that also. Okay, so then we're going to take our vellum cardstock and we're going to punch out 2 of the large butterflies. And this was with the Beautiful Wings embosslet. I'm just going to punch out a couple of the smaller butterflies. Use this one over here. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and sponge with the Early Espresso ink. We're going to sponge all the pieces. So let me go ahead and do that real quick. Okay, so now we're just going to go ahead and build our card first before we start decorating the front. So I'm just going to put adhesive on the crumb cake. Layer that onto the Early Espresso. Okay, then I'm going to take the 3/8 ruffled ribbon in the Pool Party, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to run some adhesive along the back, and I'm just going to wrap a strip of this around the front. And then I'm going to adhere this to the front of the card. That. Okay, so then for the frame, I'm going to go ahead and pop this up on a dimensional. I'm going to put a dimensional on the back of each of the 4 corners. Peel off the backings. Okay, then I'm going to take the frame and I'm just going to position that right there. Then take the square that was punched out when we used the punch, when we made our little frame. Add some dimensionals to that. And I'm just going to position this right over top of the top left corner of the frame. just like that. Then I'm going to take my mini glue dots, and I'm just going to adhere the butterflies to the frame part. One there. Put that one up here. Okay. Okay, so then for the greeting, I'm using the Happy Birthday, and this is from the On Your Birthday stamp set. And what I did is I stamped the early espresso onto the crumb cake, and the crumb cake is about a 1/2 inch by 2 inches. And then I layered that onto the pool party, and then I sponged that with the early espresso. And then I took the early espresso cardstock, and I punched out the modern label punch. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut that in half. I'm going to put adhesive on that, and then I'm just going to put this at the end of the little tag here. So that's how I did that. Okay, and then I'm just going to add some dimensionals to that. And I'm just going to put that right there, right above the ribbon. And then I took some basic pearls, and I'm just going to add some pearls to the center of my 2 big butterflies here. Get it. Then I took the 2 smaller pearls, and I'm just going to put them on the modern label punch on the ends. You can grab it. There we go. And that's okay, so then I have this mixture of the champagne shimmer paint with the rubbing alcohol, and I'm just going to go ahead and spray the front of this card with that, just to add a little bit of shimmer. So that's it. Super cute. All right, thanks for stopping by. We'll see you later.